Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, find a way to win, find a way to lose. Please subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, and it helps me out. Now, and the way it helps me out is it keeps me motivated to keep making these videos because there's no money in what I'm doing until probably I get more like 100,000 subscribers, which I got a way to go. So every little subscriber helps. All right. Now let's get to the real deal. Boom. Fury versus Nagannou. People keep asking, what are they fighting for the WBC belt? Is the belt going to be on the line? Can Nagannou become the WBC champ? Is he now the mandatory to the WBC title? Did they bump Wilder? We noticed the WBC just updated their rankings for the heavyweight division. Did they put Nagannou in there? What's going on, Hood? Well, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be very straightforward, candid, and truthful. The WBC belt is not on the line. But there is a belt that is actually on the line, and it's a little uniqueness to it. This is what I tell y'all, man. Y'all think I be joking about this damn secret society. If what's going on here with this belt isn't secret society-ish, I don't know what is. But as a result, since the WBC belt's not on the line, okay, that's the first thing. So this fight with Tyson Fury and Nagannou, I've read reports that it's nothing but an exhibition, a glorified sparring match. Then I've read reports that it's supposed to be underneath the normal boxing rules, a properly sanctioned boxing match, and they can knock each other out. But this is where it gets interesting, okay? So much secret society stuff going on here. We all know Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion, okay? And he's coming on, and I don't know why they keep referring to Francis Ngannou as the UFC champ. He's not with the UFC anymore, okay? That's over. But yeah, former heavyweight champion of the UFC, but he's no longer a UFC champion. Now, they're supposed to fight in October, which isn't that far away. But check this out. It is, according to this article, you gotta take it with a grain of salt because, man, I can brief you guys on 3 articles I read that will tell you that this isn't a sanctioned boxing match. I can brief you guys on 10 other articles that says it is. But for the record, it looks like this article in particular is saying it's supposed to be a sanctioned professional boxing fight that's going to go on both men's records. Check this out. But if Nagannou beats Fury, looks like Fury could actually take a loss. Now, there's mixed reports on this. What I'm doing is just briefing on this this article in particular I came across to let y'all know that take it with a grain of salt. This stuff is gonna keep flip-flopping as far as what Tyson Fury and Nagannou will and won't have on the line, if it'll be an officially sanctioned boxing match, until probably the week of the fight. Okay, so let's not hold our breath on it being an official match or it not. But check this out. One thing that is a fact is that if the MMA fighter and Nagannou, right, if he beats Fury, he cannot take Tyson Fury's WBC title at all. Now, that's not fair. But, hey, these are those secret society rules. Now, although that WBC title, world title is not going to be on the line, this is where it gets crazy. The winner will get a WBC title. Now, you're probably saying, how the hell is Fury, WBC heavyweight champion. If he fights Ngannou and loses, how is it that Ngannou doesn't get that title, but he still gets some kind of title? Right, I know. Sounds stupid, right? Well, check it out. There's a title that's been created. Now, we know WBC creates all these little funky belts whenever they have a high-profile fight. I think a lot of times they create those belts, in my opinion, just for Canelo, because you know Canelo's going to win his fights or whatever. The most funky was the Juneteenth belt with the 2 fists with chains and shit. That was horrible. But for this belt in particular, that Tyson Fury and Ngannou are fighting for, they're fighting for the WBC Riyadh Championship. Now this is going to blow your minds. And this is where if you don't believe the stuff I talk about with the secret society, this is going to make a lot of sense to y'all on why I talk about it so much. Now check this out. It's becoming a common practice in boxing, right? Now this is true. And where the WBC decided that they're just going to create, a new special belt for events. And this is a special event, right? Where they decided to create another one of these weird belts. Now, this is a quote right here. It says, "We've partnered up with the WBC as well, who have a special commemorative belt for this event." This is what the officials announced Thursday, right? It's a special commemorative belt for this event. Instead of putting a title up for grabs, the WBC title, they just made up a new WBC title and named it after the government backers of this big money fight. Now, let's try to understand that. They don't want to put up the WBC title. Saudi has a 5-year goal of being one of the biggest players, if not the biggest player in the sport of boxing. So the WBC, if you ever wonder how Suleiman just happens to always be in the mix of all the big events going on in boxing, somehow Suleiman, the nose, is always there in the mix, right? It's because he mixed up with that secret society too. I truly believe that. But check this out. They named it after the government backers. The reason why this title was named after the government backers, which is the Riyadh Championship belt, right, is because they want to use this belt to push it out to the world that they're having big championship fights in Saudi. Now, check this out. This belt in particular, there are going to be more WBC Riyadh Championship belts for other weight divisions. Do y'all hear what I'm telling you? Other weight divisions. So you say, okay, well, how does that make sense? Well, check it out. Although it's not for the WBC world title, this is for that Riyadh Championship, right? This belt is commissioned. This Riyadh Championship belt is commissioned. You know what that means? Sanctioning fees get paid on it. Now, check this out. They plan for this, the plan for this belt is that whoever wins it, that they have to fight and defend it every year. Did you just hear what I told you? Whoever wins this belt, whether it's Tyson Fury or Francis Ngannou, they have to defend it every year. And that's the goal. That's the plan, is for this belt to be defended every year. Isn't that crazy? So the WBC created a no-kidding additional belt that has to be defended. The goal is for it to be defended at least annually in Saudi. Now, the thing is, what you see in this image on my screen, that's an image of what the belt they didn't have the actual belt. It's just an image that they were showing on the big screen. But I'm telling y'all right now, Saudi Arabia is going to continue to spend big money on fights. I just did a video talking about how in the hell did Francis Ngannou get an opportunity to fight Tyson Fury and nobody else. Y'all know Francis Ngannou signed to that PFL, right? You know he came over and hooked up in Saudi Arabia to make sure that he was his career was going the right way with the PFL and with boxing, right? Francis Ngannou, right? He went out there and whatever he and his team did, somehow now he has a working relationship with the Saudis. Y'all peel the layers back to understand what's going on. But Saudi's going to continue to host big money fights in the country, right? Beyond, check this out, beyond these massive purses they're giving to both Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury for this event. Y'all just heard what I said? That means they're going to have fights in the country that are going to generate even more money in regards to fighter purses than this 10 million plus Ngannou's going to make, and this, my understanding, like 67 million Tyson Fury is going to make. Now, this is what y'all need to understand here, and when it comes to Francis Ngannou and his connection to the secret society. Remember, he signed the PFL, right? This article goes on and touches on something where it's saying, apart from likely hosting future boxing events for this Riyadh Championship, right? So there's going to be more boxing events, different weight classes, the Riyadh Championships. The Saudi government and its massive sovereign wealth fund also recently jumped into MMA, investing in the PFL. Francis Ngannou is signed to the PFL. You see Francis Ngannou is boxing the heavyweight champ, WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and he's going to be fighting in the PFL with a huge contract that he signed. And Saudi Arabia is looking to bankroll a substantial number of his pay-per-view events, which means they're going to put on the fights that we want to see, and guys and girls are going to get paid money beyond, like Kinahan would say, it's going to beyond their comprehension and lead them to unimaginable wealth. Let me tell you something. These Saudis are going to continue to spend billions and billions, man, for these huge events, because what they want to do, they want to revamp their image and sports wash. There's the human rights record and issues that they've had in the country. Now that you guys understand all this, do you guys see how come we have Ngannou fighting Fury? These guys, man, their leadership, their promotional companies, all these guys are all working together with the Saudis, those key decision makers behind the scenes, those advisors, consultants, people whose name you never ever hear of. I tell you, man, don't take a blind man to see. Something not right here. So I wouldn't be surprised now that AJ and Wilder, it looks like that fight's not happening, right? Now you have this this little funky Riyadh championship belt, right? I wouldn't be surprised if AJ, Wilder, and if Usyk and Fury get to a point to where they're gonna fight, that there's some other kind of belt that's created and sanctioned, independent of the Riyadh Championship belt. Now they got something else that they're gonna go over there and fight for, and you have to pay a commission, pay a certain percentage to the commission or to the sanctioning body, and have to defend it. So this is almost like a way, in my opinion, for the Saudis to say, hey, if you're gonna fight in our country, and we're gonna pay you millions of dollars, where you're going to be our champion. Our champion. And you're going to have to defend that belt. And if you decide not to, or you don't defend it when I say, now that I don't know what the contract says, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something in the contract that says you'll have to pay back the money they're giving you. I don't see them just giving money to these fighters. I don't. It's got to be a catch. These people aren't dumb. You're just going to come and make the biggest boxing matches in the world and pay these fighters millions and millions of dollars and just say, okay, thank you for entertaining us. Go back to your country. Nah, it doesn't work like that. That's why so many of these athletes from golf, from race car driving, basketball, soccer, a lot of them are afraid to sign those lucrative deals. You got these Saudis offering people contracts, man, for up to almost $1 billion for 1 year. Tell y'all something. Keep your eyes open and just pay attention to what is going on. Saudi Arabia, Nagannou, Fury, PFL, WBC, Riyadh Championship belt has to be defended is the plan, at least annually, in Saudi Arabia. Billions and billions of dollars planning to be spent to make Saudi the new Europe when it comes to the sport of boxing. Eddie Hearn's involved. Looks like Al Heyman is kind of not moving as fast as he probably should. But don't be surprised if you see Al Heyman getting involved, De La Hoya getting involved, and a number of other well-known promoters and other not-so-known promoters trying to jump on the bandwagon and strike while the money's hot and make some money. But let's see how it goes. But that's the latest and greatest. They're actually fighting. This is where people get it confused. People are like, oh, the title's on the line. There is a title on the line, not the WBC title. It's a Riyadh Championship belt that the WBC created. So Tyson Fury, if he loses, he's still the WBC champ, but Ngannou becomes the Riyadh champion, the WBC Riyadh champion. I guess it's like I gotta go look. I honestly don't know. Does the WBC have like a champion in all 7 continents, or do they have champions in different countries, or the different cities? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe they're just setting a precedence now and saying, hey, this is what we want to start doing. But this boils down to what we were talking about in another video, but Mayweather saying, look, everything is a money grab with these people. And that's why I said in the video, I don't think Gervonta Davis is worried about belts. I mean, it'd be cool to collect a belt like a Riyadh Championship belt, add it to your collection, put it on your I Love Me office. But at the same time, we want to pay these people $1 million, $250,000, $200,000 or whatever for a damn belt. You know what I'm saying? Big portion of your purse. That doesn't make no damn sense. But anyway, y'all keep cool. Secret Society's in full effect, man. Fury versus Ngannou. They are fighting for a title. But it's not that WBC belt that you guys are thinking about. So let's hold our horses and not take it to the stupid. More to come. I'm in the breeze.